Spoke a little bit earlier, Crouchy, about Martin Ødegaard, just how much he makes everything tick for Arsenal. Just overall, how do you assess his night?
Yeah, I think in the last two games, he's 14 chances he's created. I mean, literally everything goes through him. He's silky. I think there was one little touch. I think Ali and Rio, you were loving. I think he said he had Velcro on his boots. It was this is the touch there. I mean, absolutely beautiful. It's not just for show, you know. He's making things happen for the team. If you look at the two centre halves and the midfielders, everyone just tries to get him on the ball. He finds the little pockets. So intelligent the way he plays. He's blossomed into the player that we all thought he would become when he was at Real Madrid.
And the work rate as well, Crouchy. He's covered more distance today than any other player. Boss, how you doing?
Phil, how are you? You okay? Yeah, good.
Mikel Arteta just coming out to join us there. Mikel, the guys are just waxing lyrical about Martin Ødegaard in his performance and just the player that he is and what a joy he is for them to watch. I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, well, I think the boys were outstanding today. I think we played less than 72 hours ago, 120 minutes in a competition that we are out, and psychologically it's not easy, but the way we perform and play today, I think it was exceptional.
How was that for you on the touchline? Because with just one goal in it, I'm sure you couldn't relax at the end. It was still very open.
Yeah, I think we made it harder for ourselves because I think we deserve to score at least one or two more. But yeah, we have to suffer. We have the capacity to do that as well. But the attitude, for me, was outstanding. The way they played, the purpose that they played, the intensity, it was really good.
And how does that now set you up going into a crucial period? You've got the Champions League back next week as well. Just 4 points off Liverpool now, so right back in it. What foundation does that give you for the rest of the season?
Nothing. Tomorrow and the next game, because we play every 3 days. So the foundation of the last game, that we were incredibly good against United and we end up losing the game somehow, is the next day. It's about the next day. Today we won, great, enjoy now for a few hours, and now it's Villa again.
But in terms of getting your confidence back after what's been a tough week and a tough couple of cup games?
My confidence comes seeing them every single day and the way they perform. It's not about a result. If a result is going to take my confidence out or in, then we shouldn't be doing this.
But Mikel, it's been a difficult time, hasn't it? So the Newcastle defeat, the Manchester United going out, and then you go a goal down. Yeah. And you must be thinking the tide's really against us here, and we're totally dominating the game 25 minutes in. So you've really had to dig. The team's shown a great deal of spirit and brave on the ball to keep going, but you must have been thinking, hold on, have I run over a cat or something? Because it's been a really difficult few days.
Well, we cannot feel sorry for ourselves. I mean, what we can control is performance, and performance is there and it's been there constantly. The results, this is unfortunately, football is so volatile, and what you deserve, you don't occasionally get it most of the time. Long term, medium term, I'm sure we will do, and today they've done it again.
Mikel, we had Declan on earlier and I asked him the same question. I think all your fan base, the question they all want to know the answer to is, with the injury to Gabriel Jesus now, is that an area now looking into kind of reinforcing within the squad?
Yes, for sure, because we lost two players, big players, Bukayo that can be out for up to 3 months, so that's a long time, and Gavi that's going to be out for a long time.
This window, do you think?
We're going to try for sure. I mean, we are actively looking at things. We have lost two very, very important players. We have 14 players in the squad and we play every 3 days. So we will try, but let's see what we can get.
And just quickly, Miles Lewis Skelly tonight, Declan Rice was singing his praises. Just 18. Mikel, just what do you think about the way he's developing and just how confident he is?
He was phenomenal today, I think. He's a real personality, you know. He has so much trust in himself. He has an attitude about him. Because you have to play against Kulusevski and Johnson here. It's not easy. The way he handled the situation, the occasion as well, it was top, I think.
Well done tonight, Mikel.
Okay.
Thanks for joining
us.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you know that point there he made there about Lewis Skelly playing against two players?
You could see the smile on his face.
Yeah, but the point is about playing against two types of players. You know, it's like you prepare Kulusevski's his player. That's the one you're playing against today. And then all of a sudden Johnson comes on. A totally different player. A player who has been effective this season and produced moments as well. But to deal with them both with the aplomb that he did, I mean, he deserves huge credit.
But we also sense from the manager, don't you, that the joy he has to be able to put a player in from the academy who's ready, who's good enough and who's performing like that. There's a joy in that for him, and he just wants to see as many of those players coming through the system and into the team.
Well, guys.
And a real contrast in what they said about their respective teams. Arsenal at it and Tottenham not.
Yeah, Spurs were passive, but you have to give credit to Arsenal, especially after going out the FA Cup to Man United. You're looking for reaction. And I just thought today they had a higher energy, especially in that first half. And this is straight from kick-off. Look at the intent. They're going to press, win the first ball, win the second ball, and then put Spurs on the back foot. And I think at times at Arsenal, they've been a little bit passive. I think that when Arteta first come to the club, this is at Arsenal we saw a lot. Everyone knew their jobs, but there was pressing high, full of confidence, and it forced Spurs into mistakes. Young goalkeeper has played well today. He was a little bit nervy. Again, look at the press. Everyone knows exactly where they need to be. I think with Arsenal and the way they've pressed at times, they've sort of gone by themselves. Today was more of a team. They know exactly what they need to do. Of course, it's a North London derby. The energy had to be there, but they did all the jobs brilliantly well. I mean, forcing Spurs one way, and Spurs in these normal areas, very good in tight areas, trying to force Arsenal one way so they could play the other way. But today, I just thought in every area of the pitch in that first half, everyone knew the jobs and they did it exceptionally well. I mean, Odegaard, seen a lot more of him since he's come back into the team. He's been okay. The pressing side was a lot better today. And then, can you force them into mistake? It's about the timing. And then have you got the pass once you get into these areas? We've talked about Arsenal not finishing off their chances once they get into these. And Trossard, it's become people saying a Havertz problem, but I think it's more of a collective. When they go forward, they need to chip in a lot more goals.
Share the goals around
throughout the team.
Yeah. They scored again from a set piece. Yeah. You can look at the set piece, but Tottenham fans will be also looking at how the set piece came about and saying, this is not a corner.
Yeah, and rightly so. It wasn't. It's a poor decision. It clearly comes off Trossard last. But how many times have we said it? Again, Tottenham concede from the corner. But what they do also, they actually try to reduce the numbers. They leave two up. Look, they've left two up to try and reduce the numbers in the box. But again, they're all over the place. And Gabriel and Dragusin, he wants it more than him. He knows he's got the flight of the ball. Again, Spurs were weak at a set piece, being punished again.
Don't want to go down a whole VAR discussion, but would you like to see but would you like to see a referee be told, actually, that isn't a corner?
Yes, I would agree with that, but I mean, we're going to get ourselves in knots if we go into that, aren't we?
Right. Okay. Would you agree?
No, I wouldn't like it, no. They can't do. They've had problems with VAR anyway, so to give them extra responsibilities.
When we look at Tottenham, they beat Manchester City 4-0 away at the end of November. And since then, their form has fallen off a cliff. How concerned are you?
Well, yeah, I would, without doubt, if you're a Tottenham fan, they have to be. But I know they've got injuries to centre-backs and the goalkeeper. But you cannot go up against your rivals and your manager come out at the end of the game saying we weren't really up, we were nowhere near our levels. That's not acceptable. You can't go into a game of that magnitude and that size and not turn up in the first half. They were a little bit better second half, not a lot, but all the good things Mike has just showed about Arsenal, you didn't see that at all with Tottenham, and they looked a bit of a mess at times.
Basuma and Sarr, didn't they, in the first half?
Yeah.
They got subbed, Johnson come on, and Madison, but it was too little too late. I think Arsenal already knew what they wanted to do. Yeah, the damage was already done. Yeah. But in terms of Spurs, I would be a little bit concerned. I'm a big fan of Ange. I think he wants to play the right football, but he needs to get results. We can talk about injuries all we want, but he needs to find a way to win with the players that he's got available.
What I would
right
say
now
is Gray and Bergvall, two of the youngest players, were two of their better players, correct. And that tells you everything.